Hi, welcome back to OD YouTube channel, and today we are here for another Kaweco review. This is not a Kaweco Sport, just to have something different. And first I have to thank Kaweco for sending me this pen for review. And today the pen that I'm reviewing is a Kaweco Perkeo, which is not my favorite Kaweco model at all, and I'll say that up front. So this pen is part of their set of their series of Kaweco Collection pens, and they are going through several models of their lineup with this Kaweco Collection variation. So this is the Perkeo, and let's open it. It's called the Perkeo Infrared. It comes in an interesting box. It has this kind of plastic cover, and then it has this red cardboard box, and inside the sleeve you'll have a red pen. Okay, and this red pen is the Kaweco Perkeo. Unlike other Kaweco Perkeo pens, let me grab one I have here. This is the all clear version that has, where is that? I know it's that somewhere. That has Kaweco engraved there. This one has Kaweco Collection, and it is printed in chrome. It has the chrome ending, and it is a pen that has a faceted cap like the Sport. It has an octagonal cap, but then I do not remember. I'm not sure if it is 16 or 22 little facets over the barrel. It's not rounded, it is faceted. The pen is a big pen, a full-sized pen. The cap is a slip cap, and then you have a small number 5 nib, similar in size to the one you have in Kaweco and Kaweco Sport. You have a triangular shaped section, which is not my favorite kind of section, and you have a transparent feed that is now stained with ink that is inside. It's very fun when you ink this pen for the first time. You have a very clear feed, you put the cartridge and you see that the ink goes through. Because it's red ink, at the first it looks like almost blood. You can see the pen, it's translucent. It opens here, and you'll see that it will hold two ink cartridges like that, or you can put a big size cartridge like the one that is on clear, or you can put a converter. This one, unlike many other special editions from Kaweco and from other brands, this one came with a Kaweco ruby red cartridge inside, and I put another red one there because I thought red was the color to go with this pen. And that's it. This is the Kaweco Perkeo. I'm sure that I will not spend as much time in this review as in the others, because this is all very subjective matter, and I am not that big fan of the Perkeo. Why? Not because it has anything wrong, just because I don't love triangular sections. I have some Lamy Safari, I have this one, but triangular sections are not my favorite. It's not very pronounced. When we compare with the Lamy Safari, you can see that the Safari has more, it's more edgy. This one is smoother in the section, so I prefer this one. However, it's still a triangular section. It is a big pen. I prefer Kaweco Sport model. It's really my favorite, not my favorite model of Sport. It's hard to say, but my favorite model of Kaweco. It's very hard to say that. It's easier to say that this is not my favorite Kaweco model, but that's my opinion. About everything else, it works really great. I have no problem with this pen, with the all clear, and I have no problem with this one. It's great. The nib has a small detail that I will talk about, but it works well. So the cost of this pen is around 28 euros. It is more on the kind of a school pen. You can say that 28 euros is a little bit higher, but we cannot forget that the prices are overall higher and the prices of pens have increased lately. So that's what we have. This is the infrared model, but it's always very hard to show. I'm recording this with my phone. My phone has not all the best capabilities in white balance and so on. It's very hard to show the real color. But that's why I have many pens for comparisons, and I want to show you that little detail. So for some comparisons here, I want to show you, this is the Perkeo All Clear, so this is a clear pen, which serves as a comparison, and I have a red Kaweco Ice Sport for comparison. And you can see the red Ice Sport is much darker. This is much more pinkish. And that's why this time I brought here to the table the Kaweco Ice Sport Pink. And I have to say that this, it's very hard to say. I would say this is more kind of a pink. This is a cold toned pink. This is a warm, cold, this is a cold toned pink, warm toned pink, tending towards red, and this is a dark red. So this kind of red, it's not really a pure red, so you can know what you're dealing with. This is the rose, this is the pink Ice Sport, the red Ice Sport, and the infrared, which is not exactly a match with any of those. Red is not a very common color in Kaweco history, I would say, but this is the third time they used red in their Kaweco collection items. We have here the Kaweco Collection Special Red, so this is the special model with also a number 5 nib, which is an interesting pen, very different in all aspects from this one. Only the nib is the same kind of size, but this is the red in the special, and also the Kaweco Collection, the ruby. And the ruby is also a different color, which is also a little bit pinkish. These are colors that are very difficult to define, describe and show. So, but this is what you can see. I think if you ask me if this is a very nice color, yes, this is really a nice color, and I would call it kind of a watermelon ice cream color. And to compare it with about the size, because I think it should be compared, we can compare it with, as usual, with the Parker Centennial Duofold, the Big Red Classic, and the Lamy Safari, the original Terra. And sorry, this is the size. It is the same size as the other two pens when we uncap them, because they are meant to be used uncapped, of course, and unposted. You'll find that these pens are of this size. It is a full-sized pen, very nice size. About posting, yes, you can post, and that may be important if you are having it for a children's use. It's more like a school pen, and it is important that the school pen can be posted to avoid the loss of the cap. You can see it posts right up here, so all these is the posting of the pen, which is quite nice. I think it's a very good post for a pen. I think it stays there quite nicely, and I think it's good. Another thing, it has breather holes here and it has breather holes there on the barrel, so you cannot eyedropper this pen, or unless you have, otherwise you'll have ink running out of the barrel. You can of course put some epoxy glue and do all that stuff. Some people do, but I think that's kind of crazy. So this is the Perkeo Collection Infrared, a very interesting pen in my opinion. Not the ideal pen for me, but it is a very interesting pen. I will put the camera down and let's go for the writing sample. And here we are with the pen and paper, and let's start. I will not use the pen posted. It can be used posted as I told you, but it becomes too long, so I prefer not to do it. And I only like to post pens that are meant to be used posted. So let's write with it just a little bit to show you how is the performance of the pen. Let me just put this over here and let me show it to you. So this is the Kaweco Collection Perkeo Infrared with a medium nib. The ink is Kaweco Ruby Red and the paper is usual Rhodia dot pet. And about the writing of the pen, I have to say there is something that it usually doesn't happen to me with Kaweco, but I have to be honest. I think that the nib is a little bit scratchy to the way that I like them to be. And what do I mean about that? It's not that it's scratchy that it cannot, sorry, I have some focusing problems. It's not that it can't be used, it can, and it's good, but what I find is that this nib, unlike many other Kaweco nibs that I have, has a very kind of strict sweet spot. Like this is very, very smooth. But I tend to make lots of different angles when I'm writing, and like that it's scratchy, and like that it's scratchy. So it's only very, very smooth in a very precise point. Does it usually happen to me? No, it doesn't. Maybe this is a nib that is a little bit off, or maybe it was intended to be like that. Because it has a triangular shape, you should not rotate the pen. I do rotate and I find it a little bit scratchy like this, but like this it is butter smooth. Otherwise, the scratchiness is more kind of a feedback than an ugly scratchiness, but I have to mention that to be honest. About line variation, it has kind of a more stub character to it, so that might explain why it is more smoother. It is smoother in the center than in the edges. Reverse writing is awfully scratchy, so forget about it. And about line variation, you can have it if you press it harder, but it will be kind of a natural thing to do, but if you want, you can do it. So it works with some line variation if you want to do it. So overall, this is a nice pen. This nib is not quite the perfect. It's easy to smooth just with a little micro mesh. Just go to the edges. You don't need to fix anything in the center because it's butter smooth, but in the edges maybe a little bit, but it depends on the way you write with it. And it was not my experience with all my other Perkeo. So maybe this is just one example. Just about the wetness, this is kind of wet. It is a very nice flow, very nice pen. Let me just make one sentence here and then we will end this up, so just you can see how it performs. So overall, this was a very good experience, no skips, anything. When you get used to the sweet spot and you don't rotate, it's marvelous to write with. So overall experience, very good. The triangular grip, not for me. There is a slight scratchiness in the edges, but that's me, and this is one example in my Perkeo experience, and I maybe tried 7 or 8 different Perkeos, so that's it. Maybe this is just one example that is not as perfect for people who rotate angles. If you keep writing on a straight line, it is marvelous. So lots of ink on paper, real good pen, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Kaweco, for sending me this interesting pen for review, and look at it over this white paper. It has almost a glow. I think the infrared name is really nice. I like the concept of this pen. So this is all for today. I hope to meet you soon. Bye.